This fits my LG A1156i5760. Clears the RAM and capacitors around the socket nicely. It's an MSI Iona 1.0. Wish the manual had only one thing. What color washers to use? My kit came with gray, white, and black. They are different, but I just had no idea at first. I tried the smallest ones first, and it worked nicely. So far my idle temp is low 40s C. Has not hit 50 C yet, just doing normal YouTube on one screen and the YouTube search on the other. Have yet to game on it to test that, but I wanted to break in the thermal paste in some before I hit it with Space Engineers that got my stock cooler up to 72 C at times. But overall, I am happy with it, and it's only day one with the new cooler. Noticeable difference right away. Edit. My CPU runs at least 10 C lower now compared to the stock one I had before in SE. Great air cooler. Wanted to test capability of air cooler before deciding to make the move to an AIO water cooler. This thing is awesome. OCD my older i7-2700 Kelvin's CPU to 4.5 GHz at 1.38 and did an Intel burn test. Cooler held temps under 80 C during test and idles in mid-30s. Quiet and responsive. I did buy a second fan to ensure steady airflow and not disappointed. Built into smaller case. Thermaltake G3 cooler meets height restriction. Added second fan, set mild fan curve via Asus iSuite. Even at full speed fans are pretty quiet. Mostly fan curve is under 50%, and inaudible. Gaming setup is a 65 inches 4K TV, 2060 Co GPU, 1600 AF, 32 GB RAM. Thermal Grizzly Cryonaut. Boxed heatsink was the Wraith Stealth. Reddit lists some 12 nm 1600 come with that cooler. HW info is not the greatest, or the most accurate. I have switched over to HW info 64, but initial temp-wise this was consistent for this chip and cooler. The boost numbers seem to be an error, but I do consistently see this chip stay at 3.7 under any load. The Asus software was not run to auto-overclock the CPU. Everything is at stock speeds. Memory is rated at 3200 and had to be down-clocked slightly to be stable for 32 GB. Temps Wraith, Prime 95 Max 75C plus Wraith, Star Trek Online 1080p, Max 63C. Most gaming gets up to 6.9 NH-D9L, single fan, Max 4.7 NH-D9L, dual fan, Max 4.7 NH-D9L, dual fan, Prime 95 I think max was 59 CPU CA. Great heatsink. I went with this one for a dual-socket 2011 motherboard hoping it would fit with the small distance between the sockets. The heatsink has two C-shaped brackets that screw directly to the motherboard, and then the heatsink attaches to the brackets. The brackets were just wide enough that they would interfere with each other and prevented me from mounting them on both sockets. With a metal file and about 15 minutes of work I shaved off about 1/16 of an inch from two of the brackets, which gave them enough room to fit. Both heatsinks fit just fine next to each other with no extra space in between. The fan in the center attaches to the sides of the heatsink with a thin wire clip. Because of this, I had to connect the two fans together. I just used zip ties in the corners, and used only two of the wire brackets on the outsides of the two heatsinks. Bottom line. These heatsinks work great. Click link in description for more reviews.